Hey, what's up? I'm here with Teddy. Alright everyone, welcome to MTV Cribs. Just joking. Okay. Let's go to Naomi's house.
Hello!
Who's that?
Hello!
Hi.
Did Teddy run away again?
Oh, he's right in front there.
Ted! Okay, let's go inside. Come on in.
Oh, sweet. Check it out.
Yeah, so
It's
we're
like welcome
hiding on the couch.
Hey. Like for real?
Yeah. Camera shot.
Really
Ted! Oh my god! Teddy! Hey! Ted! Ugh.
This is really cool.
So cute. Such a dick. Alright,
Hi, cutie pie.
come on through. This is my living room.
I guess control.
My kitchen's a bit of a disaster right now.
Walking around Naomi's house. There's a dog just fucking shit up.
Bailey doesn't know what to do, so she just takes it out.
Oh, wow.
So this is my room.
Damn.
Welcome, welcome. I have to rebelt myself because I forgot a loop because I'm smart.
Your place is so cool.
Thanks.
It's like so you.
Yeah.
Is that his skin up there?
Yeah, this was his last shed.
Whoa.
I kept his very first shed.
Yeah.
Where is it? So yeah, this was his very first shed that I
Oh, you
had
keep
with
it?
him. Because I got him when he was 2 months old.
Yeah.
So. Look at how tiny he was.
Oh, compared to this one, that's so cute.
I just give his sheds away because they're pretty cool, but
Yeah.
I got the first one. That's what matters.
really
So you can have that one if you want it.
Really?
Hang it up somewhere.
Fuck yeah. Hey everyone, I'm here with Naomi King.
Hi.
And yeah, I actually met her. I think was it last year?
Yes,
the audition.
I don't even know when that was.
I feel like it was last year. We were both at the same audition for like a tattoo artist role, and was it for like Altered Carbon or something weird?
It was bizarre because the side said they wanted a real tattoo artist.
Yeah.
But the role had nothing to do with tattooing.
Yeah, I think it was like some like futuristic shit where they like
Injected someone's
Yeah.
head.
yeah something weird. So it's more like it's like a body mod, but like techno. I don't fucking know. But anyways, yeah. She was there first, and like I signed in and everything. Usually I don't look at people when I go. I'm just like okay, sit down, whatever. And then this older guy ended up sitting like in front of us, and he started asking her about her tattoos on her legs and stuff. And yeah, and then she started talking about them. I remember looking to my right, I'm like, holy shit, she did that herself. Like, that's fucking amazing. Yeah, I was like super impressed. So I went on your website and like, yeah, you're like
Doing some research.
yeah, pre-creeping. But yeah, you're fucking amazing. Like I just,
Thank you.
I don't know, I can't even like, I mean, I know there's people that do a lot of things, like have a lot of talents and stuff, but I looked at your website and I knew you did music, tattooing, but and acting, but even like your photography and like the fact that you're writing a book, like I was like, what the fuck, like you know that saying like, oh, jack of all trades, right, but master at none. But,
Yeah. My
like-
sister said that to me once. I was like, bitch!
yeah, judging you just to like choose one thing.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, master of all, motherfucker!
yeah. I usually say like jack off like all trades, like
Jack
master
off
of
all trades?
master of Bashan. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, just okay. So that's not a question. That was supposed to be question one. But yeah, according to your Instagram profile, you're a musician,
Yes.
writer,
Yes.
artist,
Yes.
tattooist,
Yes.
actor,
Yes.
photographer,
Yes.
feminist,
Yes.
non-binary,
Yes.
panromantic demisexual,
Yes.
and as you can see, animal-loving vegan. Like damn.
Yeah.
That's like
Labels!
yeah.
They keep
it's
changing,
impressive.
though.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like you're a teenager and then you figure out you're bisexual and then you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
And then you find out what pansexual is and then you're like, oh yeah! And then you find out what demisexual is and you're like, okay. So then where does the pan come in? And
Yeah,
someone else
yeah.
is like, panromantic, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, there's like so many like new terms. I don't even know all
It
that
doesn't
shit
matter.
too. Yeah.
Basically, genitals don't matter and I'm really picky.
Fuck yeah. How did you get into music and like, do you have any favorite musical influences?
Okay, so I guess I've always been musical because Filipino.
Yeah. Filipinos
Um,
love to sing and dance.
Yeah, my mom said that I started singing before I could talk. Like in all of our
I
family
hear that a lot,
videos,
yeah.
I'm just like, nah, nah, nah,
That's cute.
Singing in the background, not even talking. I was also very shy. So, like, in my family, my sister's older than me, and she's loud as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck,
so you were
she is loud.
So you're the quiet one. You
yeah,
kind of, like, have to balance it
I
out.
had no time to talk.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid, I actually developed a stutter because she was constantly interrupting me.
Yeah.
And my mom noticed, and she was like, "Hey, shut the fuck up!" So, like, eventually I stopped having the stutter, but I've always been, like, quiet. It doesn't seem like I'm quiet, but I've always been more quiet until I'm comfortable, and then you just, like, can't shut me up.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I've just always been musical. And I started playing piano when I was, like, 3 or 4 or something. My sister had piano lessons first.
Were you like forced into it, or kind of just like, hey?
Well, I think I don't know how my sister started. I think we just had a piano, and my biological father was like, I want kids that play instruments.
Yeah.
So my sister played, and then I was always jealous whenever the piano teacher would come over because she gave my sister stickers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I wanted stickers.
Yeah.
So I asked my
that was
parents.
your motivation.
Yeah, I asked my parents if I could take piano lessons, and they did. And bitch never gave me stickers.
Oh, what the fuck? And that was like the whole
I was
like,
so
reason
bad.
for like taking lessons.
Yeah, I was like, "Where's my stickers?" So yeah, that's how I started learning piano.
Yeah.
I can remember. I don't have many childhood memories, but that's one of them. And then we moved to Australia, and in Australia, in the 2nd grade, every kid had to play a string instrument. So you can tell that's a private school.
Yeah,
it's like, fuck.
strings. Yeah. Can you choose any? Like, doesn't matter?
I chose the violin.
Nice.
I'm not sure why. I just did.
Yeah.
And I never practiced because I hated it. And I was so bad. I was like the worst person in class. So the teacher was like, okay, Naomi's slacking too much. You need to get private lessons. So my parents were like, fuck, fine. So they did. 2 weeks later, I'm like the best person in class.
Yeah.
And then they like put me in the little school orchestra thing and all that kind of shit. And
yeah.
At the time, my family went to a lot of fiddler festivals in Australia, and I love Celtic music, and I love folk music, so I was like, fuck yeah, violin, fiddles!
Yeah.
And then I was forced to play classical music.
Oh, so you didn't get to do like
No!
Like river dance kind of...
Yeah, like everything I wanted to do, I didn't get to do.
Just like your fucking stickers.
Just like my fucking
so
stickers.
Close.
I couldn't play my goddamn Celtic music. And then we moved to Holland, and there was like no more fiddler festivals there. And my biological father put me in an orchestra. We didn't have a school orchestra there, so he put me into this like Dutch one that I just went to every week. It was like an orchestra for kids.
Yeah.
And no one spoke English, and it was like the worst hour of my life every week, and I hated it.
That
I don't know, I
sucks.
just hated violin for a very long time. And then in the 4th grade, Avril Lavigne happened. And I was like, whoa! So then I wanted to learn guitar.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'd always been into rock music. I was very sheltered. I wasn't allowed to listen to rock music, but my mom always bought Top of the Pops. And on every Top of the Pops, there'd be like one rock song. So I had my playlist of like 4 rock songs compiled from all the albums.
Yeah.
And I just listened to those a bunch. So I've always liked rock music. And then I pitched it to my biological father because he didn't want me to quit any instruments.
Yeah.
And I traded piano for guitar because at the time I hated my piano teacher.
Yeah.
I had nightmares about him. So yeah, that's how I started guitar. And like I've always just sung my whole life.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then that's how I had guitar. Eventually I quit violin because I hated it so fucking much. I had a mental breakdown in front of my music teacher.
Yeah.
Finally got me out of that. And eventually I started taking voice lessons just because I was in school plays and shit. And I don't know, with my biological father, it was you couldn't do anything for fun.
Oh, okay. You had to do it in like
Yeah.
become good at it and like
So like
strict,
when I started singing, I had to learn singing.
Yeah.
And then for all of our instruments, every single day we had to practice for like half an hour or an hour, no matter what day it was. Like middle of the holiday, in the Outback, we had to practice music for an hour, and he would just like sit there and stare at us.
Yeah.
And of course it made us hate music.
Yeah.
Like I used to love playing piano, and then I hated playing piano. I used to love playing violin, and then I hated playing violin. I used to love playing guitar, and then I hated it. And so I decided, I was like, he's not taking my voice from me. Like, I am not letting him do that. And And so there was one huge blowout that happened because I refused to sing in front of him.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just like a weird, like, why do I need to sing in front of you? Can I just sing in my room?
Yeah, yeah.
And then get a huge fucking fight.
That, you know what, like this, you telling me this right now, it's like, it's so familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe in my household, not so much, but like I had classmates who were like known for singing or whatever.
Yeah.
And their parents made them fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Because they'd force them so much, like, one time I was driving with my friend, like, we were like high school, elementary, something. And she was just singing along to the radio, and she's a singer.
Yeah.
But then, as she was just like humming along and singing, her mom was like, "Oh, you didn't do that key right, like, you didn't do this." I'm like, holy shit, can't she just, like, you know, chill and, like, ride in the car, listen to the radio, like, not, but yeah, she was constantly judged and, like...
It was the kind of thing where, like, I'd be sitting there playing, and then biological father would be sitting there, and then he'd play something slightly wrong, and he'd go... And you're just like, So, like, even now, if someone, like, makes that noise, I have, like, a little PTSD episode. It takes you back there. Like, when someone makes that kind of disappointment sound, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, you, like, just... I know what you mean. Yeah.
Childhood trauma.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that, too, because, like, looking at your body of work, like, everything is really, like, it's fucking impressive.
Thank you.
But I know, like, you know, as an artist, like, you're tend to be your own, like, worst critic, right? Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel like people like you who do, like, a bunch of awesome shit, to you know, us who look at your stuff, we're just like, holy fuck, you know, like, blown away. But for you, you're probably like, oh, you know, just always trying to do better each time, right? Like,
it's
your standards.
Weird. My sister is like that, definitely.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I've always had this thing where I've just really been confident in myself, but I don't know, I still have anxiety and depression, like I doubt myself all the time, but it's the kind of thing where, I don't know, like, I'll release something and then I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Well, that's like a fucking good attitude to have when you're doing things like...
Like, I listen to my old albums, and usually when I release it, I'm proud of it, and then for about, like, a couple months afterwards, I, like, can't even listen to it. I'm like, oh, it sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
And
you
then,
could have done something better or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and then one day, like, now I've started listening to some of my old stuff, and I'm like, fuck yeah, this is awesome!
Yeah.
Like, it's not recorded well, but this is sick!
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, I can draw something, and that poster up there, half the characters don't even look that way anymore in my book, so I need to, like, redraw it. But I'm still just like, oh, fuck it, I'll just leave that up.
Like, that poster looks fucking legit. Like,
Thank
you made that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That was supposed to be the book cover for the first book, and then it just went way too wild. And, like, if you made that, like, this big, that would be way too small, so.
It looks like a video game or something that has been released, like, recently or, like, a few years ago. I don't know. It looks like... For real. So, like, are you working on a new cover?
Not right now, because I've decided I'm not going to release any books until I'm, like, 40.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's...
Yeah, you're very particular about your stuff. Right?
Especially when you're writing epic fantasy, like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones kind of thing. Shit needs to be connected.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm really OCD, and I don't want any loopholes.
Yeah.
You know those videos on YouTube, like, CinemaSins? Where they, like, count every, like, little flaw that happens in a movie. Yeah. Whenever I watch that, I'm like, they're not gonna be able to do this for Zeke. Like, it's gonna be perfect. Yeah. And it's like writing things like the first trilogy. There's stuff that you find out in the third book, where if you go back and read the first one again, you'll, like, see hints of it. But when you're reading it the first time, like, it's just going over your head. Yeah. But, like, once you find out and then you go back, you're like, oh my god, all these little things connected. So. I don't know, I want to have all 6 of them written before I even start releasing one of them, so I'm not even in a rush to draw anymore. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Like, take your time, fucking, like... And as the years go by, too, like, even your style in writing and, like, artwork will grow, too. So, yeah. Like, if this is looking how it is now, like, shit... How is it gonna look in the future when you are 40 and, like... It's 3D! I know it's not even gonna be on paper. I'm just gonna birth my characters. You never know, you might be able to, like... That'd be sick. Was there something that inspired you to, like, start writing these, like, novels? Like, were you always into, like, fantasy kind of... So I've always written, like, dog shit writing. So I don't read. which is weird. I'm a writer that doesn't read, and so of course when I started writing, my writing was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But the more I've written and the more I've like, finished a draft and then gone back and read it, and I'm like, this is shit, and then I make it better, and then I go back and read it, and I'm like, this is still shit, and then I make it better. And it gets better every single time.
Yeah.
And I recently sent my most recent draft to a friend who's studying writing in college. She's getting her master's. She just wanted to time herself, because she's an editor, and she needed to know, like, what her hourly rate had to be, so she just needed something to read to time herself.
Yeah.
And she didn't read the whole thing, but she was like, dude, this is fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, you're so much better than you were before. And I'm like, thank you, I was shit. But yeah, so I've always written stuff. I wrote a lot of poems when I was a kid, and I always had big ideas. Like, there's lots of worlds that my sister and I created together. I don't know, we've been LARPing since the dawn of time. Since before, LARPing was a thing.
I was gonna ask you if you were into that.
Yeah, like my sister and I we've been into fantasy. Did you know Redwall? The series Redwall?
No.
So it's like a book series. Did you know it? Yeah. Breaking the fourth wall!
Natalie knows.
Yeah, so like my sister grew up reading Redwall. I read the first book, but it was that kind of thing. Where we were always like animals or creatures, and we were always like role-playing, and then it was Neopets. But we've always just been writing stuff, so like we'd make our Neopets, each of them had a specific character, we'd make their pet pages, we'd role-play together, we'd write stories, so we've always just been really creative. This happens if I talk too much, my sinuses get blocked. It's fun.
Let's get the sound.
Okay. Yeah, and so I've always just been into fantasy, and then Lord of the Rings came out, Harry Potter came out, Troy. That's like the first movie I remember watching in theaters, and I fucking blew my load. That's still one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
So I've always just loved big things, and I always loved
big epic shit.
I loved the art of World of Warcraft long before I ever started playing. And then one day I was 14, I think, and I was role-playing with my dog.
Which one?
My family dog.
Oh, okay.
He is dead now.
Aww.
But he's dead now. I say it that way so I don't cry. Yeah, so he was just lying there trying to sleep, and I was like playing with him and role-playing. And I was pretending that he was injured, and I was healing him with a candle, and then somehow that turned into that.
Oh shit, so all that from just that.
Yeah.
And this is when you were 14.
Yes. So when I was 14, the first book is actually dedicated to Kjartan, my old dog. So yeah, from that I decided I just made this character called Chester, and at the time she was like a candle witcher or some bullshit.
Yeah.
And she had this dog that was injured, and eventually that turned into this huge fucking thing it is now. The story it was back then is not at all, like, not even slightly there.
Yeah.
But, like, the two original main characters are still there. So that's Chester on the right with the red hair. And that's Avon on the left with the fucking war paint, and the big buff dude, he's basically like a werewolf.
With the one...
The white, white hair. So yeah, he is, in the series they're called Wasvots. They're like these big fucking beasts. Chester describes them as if a lion fucked a bear, fucked a wolf, fucked a bull. So like, it's just like a big powerhouse. Like, you physically cannot break their bones. Like, they are just machines of war.
Yeah.
If you found a bone and you tried to hack it with an axe, like, you would break your axe.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot kill these things.
Indestructible.
And, like, in the very beginning of the book, it's not even a spoiler, he gains the ability to turn into a human, except he's, like, 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those two, me and my dog became those two characters.
Aw, that's so cute.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, whenever people ask me now, like, oh, Chester kind of looks like you, I used to be ashamed of it.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, well, yeah, when you're 14, every main character is based off yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, everyone does it.
Yeah.
It's just you putting yourself in another world, and then
that's really cool.
Kind of blew up into what it is now.
Yeah, and then you can just, like, create yourself how you want it to be. Like.
And it's easy, because if I ever need to draw her, I have all the reference I need.
Yeah.
I'm like, need reference photo, easy. Whereas, like, you know, drawing for tattoos, I can spend hours trying to find the right reference.
Yeah.
Like, I'll find a face, and I'm like, I like this, and then I draw it, and I'm like, don't like this. And then I spend an hour trying to find another face.
Yeah. So, like, you're also an artist. Like, is there another medium that like besides tattooing and music, like do you like to paint or
Digital.
do crafties? Okay, it's all digital.
Yeah, digital art.
Yeah.
My biological father bought us a stylus when I was in the 8th grade, so I've been using like just plain old tablet.
Yeah.
My sister's got like the huge fancy ones now because she works for Ubisoft, so like big gaming like $4,000 thing, and mine now I can probably get for $50.
Yeah.
But I don't need anything bigger than that. Yeah. My coworkers keep on trying to get me to buy an iPad because a lot of tattoo artists do their drawing on iPads now. They use Procreate, and I'm like, no, fuck you, stylus, Photoshop, I'm good. I got my shit.
So you just use like your thing in Photoshop.
Yeah, I just
That's cool.
draw in Photoshop. It's what I'm used to. I don't like change. I have anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't like change.
Yeah, like you're an amazing tattoo artist.
Thank you.
How did you get into like you do neo-traditional, right? Would you call it that or?
Not
or
anymore.
you do you? Like,
I used
pretty
to.
much, right? Like, how would you describe your I guess, tattoo style, or like what would you call it if you could call it anything?
Now I just say it's like a fusion between neo-trad and realism.
Yeah. Because
I do the bold lines, and I do like the bright colors, but it's also realistic.
Yeah. This next question, it says, as a female tattooist, but you're non-binary.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like, as just appearing female.
Female presenting.
Yeah. Have you experienced, being in the tattoo industry, like,
prejudice?
Sex is bullshit or harassment and shit. Because, actually, like, when I first got into the industry too, this was pre-transition. So I appeared female, and like, even like one of the first shop I worked at, the owner asked me like, so how are you with sexual harassment? I'm like, well, my last boss like pretty much harassed me every single day, so I'm pretty used to it. And the owner was just like, yeah, you're just like, I'm just asking you that because we do have a pervy friend that comes in and says like all this shit.
At least they gave you warning.
Yeah, they gave me warning, and like they have other clients like that are just horrible, right? So they just want to see how I would be with that, and just, I don't know. Yeah,
it's the kind of thing where the very first tattoo I did in Vancouver was this dude, and I think I was just doing something on his chest. And the whole time I was tattooing him, I could see him just like looking at me.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just like look at the ceiling or something. And he was just staring at me the whole time, and he kept on talking about how he wanted to get this big bear tattoo, and I was like, fuck yeah, like let's do a bear, and I was getting excited. And then he sent me an email later on like, hey, so I can't get the bear, but do you want to get coffee? And I'm like, fuck off! No! And later on, at this other shop I worked at, there was this dude, tattoo artist, and he tattooed out in the front. And it was annoying for him because all the time people would come in and he could be there drawing or doing a tattoo. The counter would be there. There'd be people behind the counter willing to help people, but they'd always just go to him to talk.
Okay, yeah.
And it was the kind of thing where we tested it one day, and I sat behind the counter. He was there, like, working, like, in the corner, and someone came in, and they, like, looked at him, looked at me, and I was like, hi, how can I help you? And they ignored me and went to him.
Fuck.
And we're like, fuck this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then we swapped, so I was in that place, and he was behind the counter. And they went to him.
Same.
So like,
doesn't matter where you were, right?
Yeah, it's just
like, I guess when they first walk in, they see you, they assume you're just like maybe the receptionist or just
Also, I once had someone look at me and say, "Are you 12?"
Fuck.
Sure. And I draw better than you do at 50, asshole.
Actually, like that's something that I like experienced like after transitioning. Okay, like.
Do you have male privilege now?
Yeah, actually. Okay, so before as a female, like you can be in a group of people, and then like someone will ask you a question, whether it's like a math question or some bullshit, right? And as a female, if you say the answer, the people won't really listen to you right away. They'll wait till another guy that's around says exactly what you said, and then they'll be like, okay, listen to him first, even though you just said that same thing. Like now. When I talk, like, people just fucking listen. I don't have to try. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so I just had to change my entire life to be respected. Like, it's fucked up.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, if anything, like, I mean, before I was always, like, feminist, this and that. But I feel even more so now that I've transitioned, because, like, I see how much easier it is. Like, less anxiety. I had a hard time stepping outside of my house, because, like, I mean, I liked the way I looked as a female, like, I was fucking happy, but I didn't like the harassment that came with it every single fucking day. I couldn't go to a club because I would get harassed, and, like, sometimes I wouldn't want to step outside my house because I'm just like, I can't do this today. Like, it's so close, I'm gonna fucking kill someone, or, like, that's the feeling, right? All women go through that, and, like, I don't know, it just...
It was the kind of thing where, like, 2 years ago or something like that, I rage quit makeup. For a whole year, I did not wear any makeup.
Yeah.
And, like, it was mostly, I was pissed off with people coming in for a consultation with me and looking at me and going, oh, because on my website I'm wearing makeup.
Yeah.
At work I'm not. And they expected me to be hotter. And they didn't like it that I wasn't dressed up. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So
it's not for the work.
I took all new photos of myself for my website, not wearing any makeup.
Yeah.
Like, I rage quit, and I couldn't stand even compliments anymore.
Yeah.
Like, even now when I'm non-binary and I acknowledge, like, you know, male and female or whatever, I still trust women more just because they're not as shitty.
Yeah.
Like, when a woman says, like, oh, fuck, you look awesome, I know that they're not trying to fuck me.
It's genuine, yeah. I mean, unless they're, like...
Unless they're lesbian. But, like, you know, usually it's from a more genuine place.
Yeah.
And so it's the kind of thing now where I think it was weird because for a long time I felt really, I don't know, just uncomfortable looking female.
Yeah.
But I wasn't aware of why. And, like, I haven't worn dresses in, like, years. I rage quit makeup and all that kind of stuff. And then one day I kind of figured out that I was non-binary. And then gradually from then until, like, now, I'm way more comfortable with... Oh, my God, my sinuses. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's a season 2.
I don't know why this happens. Oh, I just swallowed it. I think we're good now. So, yeah, after I came out, suddenly I could wear makeup again.
Yeah.
And I was okay with, like, wearing dresses again, and it was just weird how I had to come out as not female in order to feel comfortable looking female.
Yeah. But yeah, I totally know what you mean, because it's just... Even if you, like, just want to look nice for yourself, for your fucking self, not because you're trying to, like, attract people... You just, I don't know, you can't get away from, like, getting that shitty attention that you don't want. Or
well,
just, like...
I was actually at Trail Lake yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, not yesterday, the other day, watching Teddy get humped by dogs. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, it's just everywhere in the animal kingdom. A lot of dogs will hump Teddy because he still has his balls.
Yeah. And
so a lot of dogs without their balls feel threatened because they can smell his testosterone.
Yeah.
Look at him, raging manly man. Like, what a man. And they need to hump him because they need to assert themselves as more dominant. And I'm just like, literally catcalling is the same.
Yeah.
People need to assert themselves as more dominant, as more alpha through, like, sexual acts, even if it's just catcalling. I'm like, you catcalling me across the street is the same as a dog humping another dog's leg.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally just trying to assert yourself as more dominant.
Yeah.
It's not fucking working, asshole.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. But yeah, it's just fucking annoying.
So yeah, like, you probably agree that, like, in, just in the tattoo industry in general, like...
I'm sorry, my answers take you from, like, here.
Oh, sorry, no, but, like, yeah, like...
Bye!
I'm pretty sure almost every female has experienced that.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
It's... People just think that tattoo artists are, like, rock stars. Like, even male tattoo artists get it. Like, a lot of girls just like, look at it!
Yeah.
And then it's the same. People just... you know, women are already hypersexualized, and the moment you make them a tattoo artist, I don't know, I guess they just think you're gonna be like a freak in the sack or something. They get really excited. And I've had people expect me to be way more submissive because I'm Asian, and then the moment they find out I'm a tattoo artist, suddenly they're like, oh yeah, it makes sense. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Huh?
You're a tattoo artist, so you're, like, angsty, you have this, like, alternative lifestyle or whatever.
I'm like...
You're into, like, BDSM maybe.
Yeah. I don't know, and then for, like, 8 years, I was kind of, like, straight edge. I didn't smoke, drink, do drugs or anything. And people were like, that's so weird, you're a tattoo artist.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like, well, we all got fucked up on the weekend? Like, I wasn't aware that was a part of my job.
Yeah, there's, like, harsh stereotype with, like, artists and stuff. So you actually tattooed yourself.
I do. All the time, because I'm OCD.
Most of it, yeah. Which one was, like, I guess, would you say is the most difficult one that you've done?
I don't know. Difficult? This was kind of shitty. Well, especially shitty because it hurt like a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of... Actually, this one was the hardest one to do. because, like, you can't hold...
Oh, that's right, and
like,
stretch, and
yeah. On the leg you have 2 hands. On this one...
Yeah, I remember doing that too. I'm just like,
Yeah. And this one was actually easier to do than that one. I was worried it would be as hard.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, because it's closer. Whereas, like, this, like, there's only so close you can get to it, so I couldn't really see what I was doing.
Yeah.
Plus, like, I couldn't stretch the skin. This thing on someone else would have taken me, like, 2 hours, and it probably took me, like,
Double?
10.
Yeah, that's what I tell people too, like, if you do it yourself, it's, like, double, triple the amount of time, because it's, like, super awkward, right?
Yeah, but I'm still... Like, I'm really fast compared to most people.
Yeah.
So me tattooing myself is about the same amount of time as someone else tattooing me.
Yeah.
So might as well do it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. So you're an actor too?
Yes. It's been a while though, because I'm horrible at auditions. I get mad anxiety.
Oh, actually, yeah, I totally know what you mean. Like, the first time I went, like, it's like freaking out, like, before my first audition. Like, you just notice everyone, like, the reader and, like, the camera person, and it's just like,
It also doesn't help that, like, when you turn up, you know everyone in the audition room is auditioning for the same role. You're like, oh yeah, we all look the same.
Yeah, yeah.
And, well, it was the opposite for me. My first audition was the easiest one I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Because I turned up an hour early, because it was my first one. And so no one was there that was auditioning for the same role as me.
Yeah.
So, like, there was just a bunch of, like, middle-aged people dressed up as doctors. And I'm like, chill. Like...
Yeah.
Whatever. And I was just excited to be there because, like, I just moved to Vancouver. I just got an agent. I was at my first audition. It was for The Flash.
Okay.
And I had never watched it, so I didn't have any ideas about what it was like. I saw the trailer, like, before I moved to Vancouver, and I was like, that looks lame. So, like, I was auditioning for this thing that I, like, didn't really care about.
Yeah.
I had never experienced it before, and I went in, and they just got me to yell, because, like, the role is just me yelling in a cab, and I'm good at yelling.
Yeah.
Every audition I've ever had to yell at, I've gotten. But yeah, so I just went in and yelled a bunch, and then they liked me and they cast me.
Yeah, sweet. On The Flash.
On The Flash.
Did they already, like, show that? Or is it...
Yeah, it's already out.
Okay.
This was like fucking 2 or 3 years ago.
Do you know, is that like the first season or? Like...
Season 1, episode 15.
Check it out. I want to actually see it.
And then the beginning of episode 16.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so 2.
So basically, so the day before filming, I was like, I should probably watch The Flash and see what's up. And then I watched everything everything that had been released. I was like, oh my god, this is sick!
So you went from like, oh, that shit looks lame to like, actually...
And then I turned up on set and Grant walked by and I'm like, it's The Flash! And then oh god, I forgot what her name is. But then Iris walked by and they're like, it's Iris! So yeah, I was excited to be there, but I'm glad I didn't watch it before the audition. Otherwise, I probably would have just like shat myself.
Yeah, yeah.
But I turned up like, I don't care about this. And then I yelled a bunch and then I got it.
That's awesome. Do you ever like? Do you feel like you get typecasted for like when you go for auditions? Like, is it for the same kind of role or is it pretty diverse?
I always get sent for like attitude character.
Attitude?
Like they always send me for like angsty teenager. I'm like, I have too many tattoos. I'm not a teenager anymore. Or like I went to one yesterday that was for like a bored cashier goth. And
okay, goth, yeah.
I don't have any goth clothes anymore, so I just turned up in like
colors and shit.
I just wore black shorts. I had this on inside out, so like it was just black, and I was wearing this like, you know, gothic harness thing. Yeah. And then I just put a flannel shirt on top of that. Yeah. And I still had like the gold septum and the gold earrings, and I just did like this dark smoky eye thing, and then the casting director was like, I love your smoky eye. If that's goth, I'm so down to be goth. And I was like, honestly, I went through my goth phase. I could have gone full mall goth, but I didn't want to go back there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, you can dress me if you want me, but this is what I'm wearing today.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I always get sent for attitude-y person, or just, like, tattooed person. Yeah. Tattooed chick. Yeah. Or I get sent for a lot of busty hot babes. Yeah. But I've never gotten any of those.
Fuck, actually, yeah, when did you get into film? Like,
well, pretty much as soon as I moved here, I got my agent, and then I landed The Flash immediately. So I've been in film since then, but I haven't really done anything since then.
Yeah. When did you move here?
3 years ago?
Okay.
Something like that.
Cool.
But
That's
yeah.
cool. Like you just like booked something right away.
Yeah, I think my agent was like, "Fuck yeah, Naomi's gonna be great," and then I
Yeah.
didn't get anything after. Like I literally have not landed a role since then.
Yeah.
I landed another one last year, or like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
That involved me yelling because I'm good at yelling, and if I yell, I get the role. And they sent me the script, and I was reading it, and I was like, okay, the scene I'm in doesn't make sense. And as a writer, I was like, they should cut the scene out.
Yeah.
And then they did, and I was like, okay, that sucks because I won't be a part of it, but like, good on you because I need it to happen.
Yeah.
I still got paid a bit though, because as soon as you get cast, they have to pay you. But
Yeah.
I'm mostly just sad. It was for, I think it's called I'm Elizabeth Smart.
Mm-hmm.
And Skeet Ulrich was playing like the dude.
Yeah.
And in the scene, he and I were gonna yell at each other. So like that's what I was the most excited about. I was like, I get to yell at Skeet Ulrich. And they wrote it out, and I was like, oh. But yeah.
Yeah. So okay, aside from acting, tattooing, writing.
Oh, and I did an indie film like last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Where did they play that?
It's not out yet because I think they're still submitting to festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
He's actually sent it to me, but I haven't watched it yet. Maybe I'll do that tonight. I'll just sit down and watch it.
Nice.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't hard to audition for because I kind of had the feeling that I was like the only one that they were getting me like to read that.
Yeah.
If not one of the only people.
Yeah.
And we did the audition over like Skype. And yeah, it was really fun because I got to have like a make-out sex scene, and then I also got to get in a fight.
Yeah.
And I got to punch a girl in the face, like not for real, but in the movie. Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah.
I'm just in the scene. I get mad and I yell at someone, and then she slaps me, and then I punch her, and like I'm so good at yelling. The girl and I, we like hate each other in the film, at least for that moment. But like she and I just got along so well. Like actors are so friendly.
Yeah.
Musicians. Kind of. Tattoo artists, mostly assholes. There's a couple really good ones. And actors are just mostly just fucking friendly.
Yeah.
Like, musicians are really full of ourselves, and so are tattoo artists. But, like, actors are surprisingly nice.
So you're like a little mix of everything, right?
Yeah.
You'd say.
I'm nice, but I'm also really full of myself. The fuck was I talking about?
Oh, yeah, we're just actually,
see, my, like, you asked me a question, and it's just fucking...
I know what, I was gonna go from, your film work, like your acting, to photography.
Film, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Is there, so with photography, like, is there something, like a subject that you're into? Are you into, like, portraits or, like...
Portraits.
Yeah.
I think you can tell from my website, I like just natural lighting, the sun behind with, like, through the hair.
Yeah.
Portraits, that's what I like.
Those are actually, like, really nice. Like, you should check out her photography, too. It's, like, do you,
It's actually been a while since I've done any photography, just because I don't have time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with all this stuff that you're already doing, like, damn, how do you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, you're non-binary, pan-romantic, demisexual. Could you, like, enlighten our viewers on what that means, like, if in case people don't know? I Googled it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I know
There's
that.
a lot.
Yeah.
My sister is kind of like, that's, you know, you're a big fan of labels. And I'm like, mostly I'm just trying to scare away, like, idiot, cis, straight dudes that... But they don't look it up anyway. There was actually this one dude, I logged onto Instagram, and I had 50 new comments, and I was like, what the fuck?
Whoa, like from that one person?
From one person. I had recently uploaded a picture of a tattoo I'd done. I'm like, oh my god, everyone's commenting on it, yay!
Yeah.
No. It was one dude commenting on like 50 photos of just selfies.
Yeah.
Like not even looking at my work. And they were all like, oh, you're the perfect woman. Oh my god, like, I want to marry you. Such a gorgeous girl. And I'm like, you didn't even read the bio, did you?
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything. Teddy, why are you whining? I didn't say anything, but then eventually he ended up tuning into one of my live streams, and he started doing that on the live stream. So one of my fans just called him out on it and was like, they don't identify that way. And then he was getting all confused, and so then I was like, fuck it, we're here. And I started calling him out on it, and he was like, oh my god, it's gay. And then eventually he sent me a private message like, oh, that's cool and all, but I'm not gay. Bye! But yeah, so basically, I've always been comfortable in my body. It does what it needs to do. Mostly, my vagina doesn't really work, but you know, that's the thing. Growing up, I always had penis envy. Like, you know when you're a kid, you're just like... Although I think most girls, like, even if they're cis...
Yeah.
It's just because girls are treated like shit.
Exactly,
So, like, constantly you have this thing where you wish that you were a boy.
Yeah.
And so that's why it took me a while to, like, come out, because I wasn't sure, like... Am I non-binary, or am I just sick of misogyny?
Yeah.
And, like, you want to kind of be removed from being female, but at the same time, like, fit with, like, women rock, and it's that kind of thing. But growing up, I don't know, I've always just kind of been this. And then eventually I was sitting on the train and I was thinking about, like, if I woke up with a penis. And I was like, I'd be down.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, well then, with that mentality, I would be fine in this body, I'd be fine in a body with a penis. Like, that means I cannot be female. Because if I was female and I was born with a penis, then I would be a trans woman. So I was like, I'm not binary, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, I guess the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. And then after I came out, I actually was asking one of my oldest friends, Kitty, and I was like, hey, so when I came out as non-binary, did that surprise you? And she was like, no.
Yeah.
I have always seen you that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if, like, y'all can feel it through the camera, but I've been told that I have a masculine energy.
Yeah.
But I'm also, like, all about the divine feminine.
Yeah.
Like, you can see it in my tattoos.
Yeah.
I love women.
Yeah.
Women be sick. But, like, I'm non-binary. It's the kind of thing where, I don't know, I love the balance of the masculine and feminine. Maybe it's just because I'm non-binary, but, like, this tattoo here, there, with, like, the,
nice.
the woman and the
Tarot
man
card.
I drew, and they're kind of, like, wrapped around each other.
Did you do this on yourself?
No. I
You
designed
designed
it,
it,
and then I got Owen to do it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, God, that fucking spider bit me. I think there's a spider that lives in my bed and just bites
Maybe.
me at night.
It's like,
Honestly, I
dinner
don't
time.
really care. As long
Yeah.
as it's not a mosquito, I'm down with a spider, but, you know, it just bites me every couple weeks. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, just, like, the balance of masculine and feminine. But it's weird because you'd think that as a non-binary person, it would be more androgynous, because most non-binary people, like, they kind of look
like half and half,
androgynous. Whereas I look incredibly female, which is why I don't really get mad when people say, like, she and her. Plus, they and them can be confusing.
Yeah.
I get that. I have non-binary characters in my writing, but I don't use they and them because it just doesn't fucking make sense when I'm reading the book.
It sounds like you're talking about a group of people, right?
Yeah, like, if I'm talking about a non-binary person and I've already said their name and they're the only person I'm talking about, I'll use they and them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just kind of confusing. But, yeah, so you'd think I'd be kind of in the middle, whereas it feels like I'm, like, really feminine and really masculine.
Yeah.
Quotations, because this is built by society.
Yeah.
Like, even in my books, most of my female characters are, like, you know, the typical kind of female, and all my dudes are just, like, huge buff dudes.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid or like a teenager, I didn't think that I had a type in men.
Yeah.
Until I was like, hang on. Looking at my books, every single one of my hot dudes is like a big buff dude with long hair. So then I realized I did have a type.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, it kind of feels like I am like both opposite ends.
Yeah.
As opposed to somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
pretty
even
cool.
when I watch porn, despite being non-binary and like not really caring about genitalia or whatever, I tend to watch like cis straight porn.
Yeah.
But if I'm like, I'm either imagining that I'm the vagina getting slammed, or I imagine that I have the penis slamming the vagina.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
So it's like
cool.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like in my dream world, I could gender bend and genital bend.
Yeah.
I like to say genital bending because gender bending doesn't mean, you know,
Yeah,
genitals.
exactly.
But yeah, that's why I love the concept of like succubus and incubus so much.
Yeah.
Because I did a lot of research into it, just because I was designing a tattoo that I never got to finish, so I'm going to draw another one. But yeah, I realized that the thing behind incubus and succubus is that they can actually, they are one and the same.
Mm-hmm.
And like they can just gender bend, so like they can be an incubus or they can be a succubus,
That'd be
and I'm
fucking
like,
cool. If like
dream world,
right? Like just one day, like, oh, I feel like being like this. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you know, people argue, you know, you can just, you know, there's gender fluid, right? You can just like dress that way.
But
I'm
no,
like,
but like.
But I have huge titties.
yeah.
Come on. But yeah, like it would be so great if I could just one day be a huge, big buff dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I
love
totally
that.
enjoy what you mean. Like, cause I mean, yeah, I transition, whatever. But there are
Yeah.
days where I'm like, fuck, I miss being like, you know, looking
Yeah.
like a girl or like makeup and all that shit.
And then
like,
if you did that, someone would
it's
like
more
call
drag.
you out on
Yeah,
it. And
yeah.
it's just like, ugh, it would be so nice to just. Also, the concept behind Cambion. So a lot of people don't know about Cambion. But so succubus and incubus cannot procreate, like they can't mate with each other, and they can't make babies. So if they ever want to have offspring, the succubus will seduce a human with a penis in their sleep and take their jizz, or take their seed, and then they will turn into an incubus and seduce a human with a vagina and then plant that seed into the human.
Yeah.
And then the baby is born human, and like you can't tell anything, but it's rumored that these are the kids who are susceptible to the supernatural. And like these are the people that like see ghosts and like hear spirits and kind of communicate with the other world, and I always thought that that was fucking cool.
Yeah. So photography, acting, tattooing, music. So you're also vegan.
Yes.
Yeah. For how long have you been vegan?
Since pretty much right after I moved here, so like 3 years now?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Was there something, I mean, I don't know you're into like, you love animals and everything. Was it mainly that got you into it, or is it?
Yeah, everything else is just a bonus.
Yeah.
I've always just hated animal cruelty. I tried going vegetarian when I was in high school. When I was like 6, I found out how you cook crab. Like, I had no idea that you have to boil them alive, and when I found out, living in Australia, I just never ate crab again.
Yeah.
Like, so even as a kid, I was like, I found out you have to boil them alive, and I was like, fuck no, am I eating that?
Yeah. Have you been to the Philippines?
Yes, and that's when I started eating crab again, until I went vegan.
Yeah.
So, like, I just hadn't eaten any shellfish until, like, years later, my family and I went to Boracay.
Yeah.
Obviously, we ate some fucking crab at Boracay. And then my sister and I hijacked one of the crabs and let it back into the sea. We told ourselves that was good enough, but it was not. But yeah, and then I've always been such a meat eater.
Yeah.
Like, my diet was just meat.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even eat fruits and vegetables. It was just like fucking meat.
Wow. That's like my friend Jennifer. She just recently became vegan, I think last year.
Yeah.
And she was the same way. She's Vietnamese, so she ate a lot of meat too. Like just exactly what you're saying. She's like, I only ate meat. I didn't eat vegetables and shit.
Well, like, even in Asia, like a veggie dish comes with shrimp.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, no meat, what?
Yeah.
What?
Like, sprinkle some vegetables. Like, even Filipino food, oh my god, like, if you go to a restaurant, it's mostly pork, right?
Yeah.
And like, there's no vegetables, like,
a buffet is like pig guts, pig eyes, pig hooves, and like a bean.
Yeah. Actually, when I went to the Philippines one time, like, I heard them like they brought a live pig in, and it was like screaming. It knew what was going on. It was crying. They took them to the back.
Vegan.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I heard nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, like they like killed it, and like it was so choked. I couldn't eat pork after that. But,
yeah.
Yeah, like.
So I was just like a meat eater for forever, and I knew what was going on. Like, there was a reason why I went vegetarian in high school, and then I couldn't anymore because I was a carnivore.
Yeah.
And then my husband at the time, was like, hey, so I just found out, did you know that cows have to be pregnant in order to make milk? And, like, you would think we knew that, because it's common sense.
Yeah.
But, like, you're raised to just believe that cows always make milk, just like chickens always lay eggs. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, they're like every other animal. They need to be impregnated.
You don't think about that shit. Oh
in
my god.
order to make milk. And I was just like, I had this moment where I was like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
These people are just impregnating cows again and again and again.
Yeah.
And they're taking their fucking babies and they're killing them for veal and they're just pumping them with these machines to make milk. Why are we drinking their milk? I'm a fucking human. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm vegan.
Yeah.
So like, I made the decision that day I was gonna go vegan, and so I immediately cut out all dairy and apart from ice cream and all meat, and I was like pescatarian.
Yeah.
Because I never liked eggs, and I never liked cheese, and those are usually the two things that people find hardest to give up.
Yeah, for sure.
So I went from like carnivore to just pescatarian with no dairy and no egg. And then as soon as I moved here, I no longer ate fish or whatever.
Yeah.
I pretty much stayed pescatarian because my mom and my sister were visiting me in Australia before I moved here, and I was like, we're gonna eat seafood. Yeah. So I had like a seafood load, and then I moved here and I was vegan apart from ice cream. Actually, I was vegetarian, and then I went for breakfast with my cousin, and I got eggs Benedict, and my in-laws back in Australia, they had 2 chickens. They were like rescue chickens.
Yeah.
So I was used to seeing big motherfucking eggs that had like fucking orange yolks.
Yeah.
Like, that was the eggs I was used to. And then I moved here, and I cut open my eggs Benny, and it was like green. Like
Yeah.
the egg was tiny. The yolk was like a yellow green, and I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck kind of life did this chicken have?
Yeah.
I had another like moment where I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god! So I was immediately just like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm going vegan.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I found vegan ice cream, I was like, done.
You're good. Yeah.
And I've been vegan ever since.
Yeah.
So yeah, it took like 2 existential crises. First, finding out that cows had to be pregnant,
Yeah.
because you don't think about that, because no one fucking tells
Shit.
you. It's common
Yeah,
sense, right?
yeah, I know.
As soon as you find out, you're like, how did I... Duh.
Yeah.
But like, you're just raised to think
Yeah.
that constantly just, oh, take
Yeah,
my
like-
milk, I'm a happy cow.
Yeah. That's just
I
like.
can see you're just like...
yeah.
It's
But that
fucked
makes
up.
sense. Like, yeah. Like, I mean, fucking women giving
Yeah.
birth. Like, yeah. Milk.
Like,
Shit.
you have to be pregnant in order to make the milk, and so that was like my first moment. And then seeing the egg, I was
Yeah.
like, this chicken was suffering.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even eat it. I was like, it's green. I'm not
Yeah.
eating this shit.
Yeah.
And then I just went vegan.
Have you ever had bullet?
No.
I haven't either, just because I don't know if I can. Just seeing it,
Like, would it be crunchy?
like Natalie, have you had bullet? Do you like it?
I don't enjoy it, but if I had to eat it, I would. It's like not really that much different from eating meat, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Okay,
like
yeah.
you're eating, like basically
But
you get
do
to
you-
see what it is though.
Yeah, but do you feel like, bits of like beak or feathers and shit? Like,
Honestly, back when I ate meat, I probably wouldn't have had a problem eating meat.
yeah.
Because for me, it's like, if you're gonna eat meat and don't bitch
Yeah.
about it. Eat the fucking
Yeah.
eyeballs, eat the fucking
Yeah.
tendons. For me, like, if you gave a chicken wing or something, the only thing left would be the bone.
Yeah. And
When
not
I
even
see
the tendons
people
and
eat
stuff.
it now,
Yeah,
and they leave so much, I'm
Yeah,
like,
but-
what the fuck?
yeah.
It's probably because we're Filipino.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
we
Yeah,
get
don't waste
beaten
that
if we
shit.
do.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, eat the whole thing. They're like,
Yeah.
that's a tendon, that's gross. I'm like, it's crunchy.
Yeah.
Eat it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I was a meat eater.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't. It's the kind of thing now. Like as a vegan, and I'm kind of removed from that. And I've
Yeah.
stepped back. When I see people be like, "Oh, I can never eat that raw," I'm like, "You fake carnivore, eat it, bitch."
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, for you guys who don't know what, like, bulot is, it's, like, this Filipino delicacy. Pretty much it's, like, a baby chicken and egg that's, like...
Almost about to hatch. Pretty
Yeah, like, just before they're about to,
Oh.
have a life, they're like, well, fuck, let's fuck them up. And then, so, basically...
Let's fuck them
yeah, like, you basically what people do is, like, they crack open the egg, and then, what happens? You see that baby chick, and it's just, like, you just eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
I hear the...
How do they make that? Just occurred to me.
How did they come to doing that,
It was
eh?
gonna be born. Do they boil it while it's?
I don't... Natalie, do you know what happened?
I honestly don't
They
know.
soak it in some shit, right?
So then it makes it, like, edible, right? Like,
Yeah.
not...
Don't they like soak it in some kind of a?
Like
No wait,
preserve-
no, that's something else that I'm thinking of.
Oh.
Anyway.
Like, how did they even, like, come about doing this, right? Like, oh, it's almost alive, let's eat it now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also like this cheese that apparently like is fermented so much that there's like actually like maggots inside, but it's a delicacy. People will just eat
Oh.
it straight up. I
Yeah.
think it's like from Switzerland. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like, oh,
Shit.
disgusting. I'm like, someone was just like, I think this cheese is still good, and that's how it happened, right? Like,
Okay, yeah, they want to throw
Yeah, they're like, okay.
Humans have done some
Maggie.
pretty fucked up shit.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to know who made the first loaf of bread. Who discovered yeast?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We've had bread since how long?
Yeah.
Who found yeast? Like we've
Like,
had it
let's
since
ferment
the
it, yeah.
medieval ages. Like where did it come from?
Yeah.
I have these moments where I'm just like, who made yeast?
And you haven't, like, have you researched it?
No, I really should.
Just, like, Google that shit right now.
I think I tried and I couldn't find, like, I wasn't finding the answer that I was looking for.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to find, like, Sir Gregor of
Yeah.
House York. One day, you know, I don't know, his wife was having an infection and he just put it in the dough, and that's how yeast was found. Like,
You never know, maybe that's it, right?
like the medieval ages were pretty fucked up. Like, string instruments,
Yeah.
strings used to be made from cat guts.
I feel like I knew that.
Yeah,
That's
like, who discovered
let's
that?
play this cat, right?
Like,
let's play their
who
insides.
killed a cat and
Winner.
decided to just take their guts and treat it and treat it and treat it and string it up to an instrument?
Yeah, like super fucking random.
Like, What the fuck?
Yeah.
So, you know, humans.
Yeah.
Humans! We do things. It was the kind of
Sharing,
thing
like,
where
yeah.
I was going vegan,
Yeah.
and it was so hard to find recipes that weren't, like, you know, trying to bring someone back from the dead. Like,
Yeah.
they were all so complicated,
Yeah.
and they were asking for the most obscure ingredients, and I was like, it cannot be this hard
Yeah.
to bake a fucking cake.
Yeah.
So I just started making vegan food, and I was like, this is so easy. So I just made recipe videos.
Yeah.
And, like, in finding those recipes for myself, it made going vegan so easy.
Yeah.
And so
So
now
you're
it's,
doing
like,
that.
helped other people go vegan.
Yeah.
Like, you look up vegan recipes, and I'm like, you don't need half of this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, people always make a fuss about egg replacements. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you don't need an egg replacement. They're like, what's gonna bind the batter? I'm like, flour and water? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need to, like, go to the woods and, like, dig up this obscure kind of bark on the second moon of August. Like, I swear, the recipes ask for the
Yeah,
most.
yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? So, yeah, I just made some really easy recipes.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of thing now where I don't make them I don't make videos anymore.
But you
because,
still
like,
cook that food.
that's all I need.
Yeah.
I haven't come up with any more recipes.
Well, yeah, like they have like shit ton of views, don't they? Like, I
Some
think-
of them do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think my blueberry pancakes have, like, fucking 80,000 views or some shit. Those are good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe people just have like this blueberry pancake like fetish or something. Like, oh, blueberry pancakes.
Plus, like, the icon. They look fucking good. The photos I took.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they look good.
Natalie was like, you're nodding, and she's like, yeah, blueberry.
My mouth is
Like,
salivating.
yeah.
I think I have, like, a chocolate cake video that's also got a lot of views.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so like because you are multi-talented and you like to do a lot of things, like do you often have people ask you like who know that you do all these like different like works of art or practices, like do you find them asking you like, oh, out of all these things that you like to do you have a favorite? But like, you know, it's fucking hard to answer that shit.
Yeah,
It's like,
all of them.
yeah, they expect you to say, oh, tattooing, or like, oh, this, but it's kind of like when someone asks you which one's your favorite tattoo, and like, it's kind of...
Anyone I did
Yeah.
myself, bitch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember someone asked me that in one of my earliest Q&As, and I was answering that question. I'm just here scratching my fucking foot. It's so itchy. Goddamn spider! Oh my god. Anyway.
It's like biting you as we're like talking.
No,
and
that's
stuff,
been there.
like,
It just
trolling
bit
you.
me 3 times in one night.
Oh, okay.
It goes
Yeah.
like 2 weeks without biting me, and then like it just needs blood.
Yeah.
This weird ass spider. So yeah, right now I've got one there, I've got one there, and I've got one like here.
Huh. That's fucking
Like
annoying.
that was an active spider. That
Yeah.
normally all my bites are in like the same spot.
Yeah.
But I move around a lot in my sleep, so it's probably like, bitch, stop moving!
Yeah.
Anyway, what the fuck did you ask me?
Oh yeah, I was just asking you like
Oh, right.
you know when people ask you like, oh, out of all the things that you do,
Yeah.
which one is the one that you're like most passionate about, or like is your favorite? Like, but
In one
honestly,
of my earliest
yeah.
Q&As, someone asked me if I had to pick between tattooing and music, what would I choose? And I was in Australia at the time, and the industry
Yeah.
there was fucked.
For
for
tattooing?
tattooing. So immediately I was like, fuck tattooing, because I
Yeah.
like rage quit tattooing quite a few times while I was
oh,
there.
okay. Like why do you say
I
that?
will get
shit?
to that.
Okay.
I will get to that. But yeah, my partner at the time was like, but like tattooing pays the bills, like music doesn't do anything. I'm like, I don't fucking care what pays the bills.
Yeah.
I do what I do because I love doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, tattooing in Australia was fucked because every shop is owned by a gang.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Bikies!
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's the same everywhere, and I'm not sure how it is now because like the feds were kind of cracking down on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the time, every shop was run by like a gang or was gang affiliated. And while I never saw drugs or firearms, and I like never, you know, met the mob boss, it still feels shitty.
Yeah.
And the first shop I worked at was very. It had its own TV show, and then they got shut down. I'm not gonna say what it is,
I think I know
but it's
which
on
one.
Netflix.
Yeah.
And it.
You worked there?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So bad.
Were you ever like were you there while they were filming?
No.
Okay, okay.
They wanted me to be their Kat Von D. The owner.
Oh shit.
She was like fluffing me to be like the star child
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah.
And so like when I just up and quit, she made a scene
Yeah.
in the street. I came to the shop to pick up my stuff, and like they were leaving. They were like on the street, getting in their car. As soon as she saw me, she got out of her car and like sprinted into the shop wearing heels.
Yeah.
And I was like, get this bitch her shit! I don't want her fucking in this shop! And I'm just there like, wow, professional. Real professional. But yeah, she was like, after everything I did for you! I'm like, I know, Teddy! Teddy! But yeah, so like, she was fucking, what? Shh! He's like yelling loud noises. Teddy, shut the fuck up, please. But yeah, anyway, that was the first place I worked in Sydney, which was like my first real shop I had worked at. And it was horrible. I count my 2 years in Australia as like my unofficial apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Because it was the 2 years everyone treated me like garbage, and it was the 2 years I wanted to fucking kill myself.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That shop sucked.
Yeah. So you went, from Australia to...
Here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started tattooing in Singapore.
Yeah.
And then I like moved to Australia after like a month.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 years there of tattooing, and then I moved here.
How did you get into it? Like, how did you start?
So after high school, I don't know, in the world I came from, I come from the world of like rich trust fund brats. Like, in my world, your parents pay for everything until you finish university and you get a job, and only then do you start paying for your own shit.
Yeah.
I was so privileged. You're gonna get a kick out of this. I did not understand student discounts. Like, this is how privileged I was.
Yeah.
I saw student discounts and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, their parents pay for everything. Shouldn't discounts be for, like, people that are actually working? And then I, like, cut out my biological father and I moved to Australia and I was like, whoa, people pay for their own shit!
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck, people pay for themselves to go to school?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the world I came from. And so, by my understanding, you finish high school, you have to go to college. And I didn't want to because I hated high school.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to go to school for anything, it's going to be film. Because, like, I don't need to study music. I already do music. I don't need to study art. I already do art. But, like, to do film, you need to learn. So I wanted to do film. Biological father said no. Said I was stranded in Singapore because I had no way of getting out.
Yeah.
So I was like, do I get a job? Is that I work? So then I went to this piercing place I used to go at a lot. I got all my piercings there. I don't think I have any from there anymore that I got. Anyway, they had a sign in the window that said they were hiring. So I was like, oh, fuck, hire me.
Yeah.
And they used to offer tattoos. Like, the guy used to tattoo, but he didn't when I started working there. And I kept on bothering him. I was like, teach me.
Yeah.
Until he finally did. And the funny thing was, he didn't believe me when I said I was leaving. I was like, as soon as I have enough money, like, I'm moving to Vancouver. Cause, like, I need to pursue my career.
Yeah.
And he didn't really believe me. No one ever fucking believes me when I tell them things. Maybe it's because I have tits and a vagina.
Probably. That's
probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he waited off teaching me how to tattoo until like 6 months after I'd started working there. And I was like, I'm moving in October. Mm-hmm. And he started teaching me in September. He was like, yeah, okay, fine. He, like, didn't believe me.
Yeah.
And then, like, a week before, I'm like, dude, I'm leaving next week. And he was like, oh. I'm like, I fucking told you.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was really cool. And, like, he got my foot in the door. He, if any hardcore tattoo artists are going to watch this video, they're going to be so fucking mad hearing me talk about this. Because I'm sure you've gotten it. Because, like, so many people are like, you have to have an apprenticeship. You need to suffer for 2 years.
Yeah.
And like, meh. Yeah. Whereas I just kind of, he didn't really teach me the proper steps for tattoos.
Yeah.
He was really OCD with cleanliness. And so instead of teaching me to do it, he would rather set up the whole thing himself. Yeah. Have me come in, do the tattoo, and he would clean up. So it was like he was my apprentice.
That's fucking crazy.
So like I learned to tattoo, but I didn't learn how to do everything else.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So I moved to Australia, and people were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Oh, actually, going back to what you said about like writing books but not really reading. Mm-hmm. Is it because? Is there a reason why? Because
it hurts my eyes and I get bored.
Okay, yeah.
Like, that's literally it.
Because when you said that, that tripped me the fuck out. Because, like, most people are like, oh, I'm reading this book right now. Like, they have their fucking novel, they carry it.
And you feel stupid as soon as you start it.
Yeah, like, are you reading anything? I'm like, actually, yeah, when I did a fucking radio interview, they're like, oh, what's your favorite book that you're reading right now? I'm like, I'm not reading anything right
Yeah.
now. And like made me feel like, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot.
It makes you
but
feel so dumb.
I mean, I do have some books, but it's mostly they have pictures in it, and it's like very specific. So like for example, it was like
I've read Harry Potter.
okay, yeah, yeah, that's good enough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I always found that even just reading in general, I guess because of ADD or something, like I'll read a few lines and I'll be like, oh yeah, this thinking about other shit, and I'm like, wait, what did I just read? Oh fuck! So then I have to read it again like 3-5 times. I'm like, after that one page, I'm like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah, and it's like I never got diagnosed with ADD, but like I had a sexual partner that had it. And he was like, I'm pretty sure you have ADD, and I think watching this interview, I think it's quite obvious. Like I can't stay on one thing. It's like and sorry.
Well, and even like just all the things that you do, like you do music, you don't just do tattooing.
And like I can't stay on one thing, and it's reading. Plus, like, I'm so creative, it's the kind of thing where if I read and it's good, I'll get inspired and I'll go write my own thing.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like, I can't, the only thing I can sit down and pay attention to is, like, movies.
Yeah, okay.
And even then, after a certain point in time, like, I watch a lot of Netflix while I draw.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's, a lot of my writing is inspired from film. And I actually had one editor in Australia, when she read my work, she was like, your work is so visual.
Yeah.
To the point where she's like, I see everything you want me to see.
Yeah.
Do you watch a lot of movies and stuff? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, it doesn't read like a screenplay, because screenplays are very straightforward. Like, you read scripts. It's like, he moves here, she does this. Like, I promise my writing is better than that. But she just said it was so visual because, like, I see my books.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I draw my stuff. Like, I fully intend for it to be seen one day. Like, not movies, because then you're going to have to cut out so much important stuff.
Yeah.
But I would love to have, like, a series, like, one season per book.
Yeah.
And have it entirely CGI. Like, cinematic, game cinematic. Fucking, the way they did the orcs in World of Warcraft. Don't lick my face,
sick.
you eat butts.
That's gonna look dope.
But yeah, one day, you know. Plus, like, I was thinking about it. Once upon a time, I wanted real people. But I was like, the amount of time and money they're gonna have to spend in post because of like people throwing like fire at each other. I'm like, it's gonna be so much easier for them to just animate like model a character and then make it move. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's just make the whole thing CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although it's gonna be fun when they have to animate the sex scenes. Get some voiceovers. Just.
Have you ever done voiceover or like tried it? Or...
No.
Yeah. Do you think you'd get into it?
I think I would love to. I mean, I'm down to do anything. Yeah. I'm just horrible at auditions. Like, I literally shit myself. Like, I have to take a dump every time I turn up at the audition. Like, it's fucking...
But yeah, you feel in your stomach, right? Like, it
and then
gets crampy.
I actually take
From nerves, yeah. I think I've done that too, like, before or like just right after. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, like, I have to do it either like right before or it's just like waiting for me as soon as I'm done. Like, I'm so bad at auditions. My nerves are just through the roof.
But you like try to play it off like, no, I'm fine. Like, I'm just here.
Like, I try to be normal, but I step out and like my hands are fucking shaking.
Yeah,
and
every time too, right?
But it's weird because like once I get the part, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I have a phobia of being judged, I think, from my traumatic childhood.
Yeah.
Of never being good enough. But yeah, I just have this like thing where if I feel like people are judging me, which is what an audition is, like you always get so nervous. Plus, like you turn up into the audition like waiting area and you feel like everyone else is judging you. But that's not how it is. I mentioned earlier, actors are so friendly. Like literally, if you talk to anyone in the audition room, we're all so nice. And like we want everyone to make it. And like we're all just like fuck yeah. But like you walking in there and you feel like people are judging you, but they're not. That's just the anxiety.
I think everyone just feels that, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, there's this. I'm up against this person, or like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. Like, I don't know if it was like on my way here, or if it was just yesterday, just thinking like, okay, I'm gonna interview you. I was gonna ask you actually, like, coming from like, you know, I guess part Filipino background. Like, yeah, did your parents ever make you feel like with every little fucking thing you did?
Never
good enough, even if it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never good enough.
It's
like, it didn't really occur to me because that was what I was used to.
Yeah.
Until I moved here, and then I got the part on the Flash, and I didn't think it was a big deal.
it's a fucking big deal.
Like I didn't think it was a big deal because it was only one line.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was the kind of thing where if I told my family, it'd be like, oh, it's only one line. Like, oh, if only you had more lines. Like, oh, if only this, if only that. Like, it wasn't a big deal to me, so I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think whatever. I got, whatever, The Flash, CW, what?
Yeah.
And then I went to my aunt's house, and my cousin Katie does a lot of acting and stuff, too.
Yeah.
And it was her mom. And so she asked me, like, oh, are you doing anything? And I was like, oh, yeah, I just got this part. And she was like, what? What is it for? And I was like, oh, it's for The Flash. She's like, oh, my God, it's amazing. We should celebrate. I was like, huh? I was so confused. And I was like, wait, is this what support feels like?
So you just thought it was something, like, pretty...
Like, that's
whatever,
what I
like,
was
not...
used to.
Yeah.
Like, nothing is amazing until you've, like, won an Oscar, I guess.
Or not even that's good, and that's probably
exactly,
not even good.
Like, it's the kind of thing now, I was thinking about it because, I don't have a personal fear of failure.
Yeah.
I have, like, a fear of other people saying shit if they witness failure.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, it's like I've submitted to, like, 20, if not more, record labels throughout, you know, the last couple of years of my life.
Yeah.
And not hearing back, I don't give a flying fuck. But, like, if I had told my mom or my sister or anyone, I'm going to submit to this label, then suddenly you get people asking, have you heard back yet? Have you heard back yet? And you're just like, no!
Yeah.
Chill!
Yeah.
And one of my friends, his band got nominated for a Juno, which is, like, huge.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, I was like, if I got nominated, I wouldn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing where, like, I know I wouldn't say anything to anyone, and I would just, like, turn up there, just by myself, just having a good time, and, like, if I won, then I would tell someone, but, like, I'm just so used to not wanting to deal with the pressure. Yeah. It's like, I don't feel pressure, but other people put it on me, so I'm just like, don't say anything.
Yeah. I had a feeling that, like, you went through that because, like, just looking at your work. I noticed that people who are, like, very fucking talented, like, usually come from, like, a household or, like, an upbringing like that where it's like, oh, you did that? Yeah, but are you the president? No. Like, fuck, it's not...
Did you save the president?
Yeah. Because I feel the same way, like, people have told me, like, oh, wow, that's cool that you do this and that, but, like, I'll still feel like, no, it's not enough, like,
Well, it's even now, like, I'm not happy with my tattoo portfolio.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of thing where I'm like, okay, once I get it to a place where I'm happy, then I'm gonna, like, do this. And I say do this because I have something I'm planning on doing once I get there, but I don't like talking about what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm not a talker, I'm a doer.
Yeah.
So I don't talk about things I'm doing or going to do, I talk about them once I've done them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, I guess that's why I haven't done photography in a while, because I'm happy with my photography portfolio. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's sick. Yeah. Whereas I look at my portfolio for tattooing, and I know it's good. Like, I know my work is fucking good. Mm-hmm. Just, you know, tooting my own horn here. But I'm still not happy with it. Yeah. And I'm like, when I'm happy with my portfolio, and people are like, it's good. Like, it's really good. You should. I'm like, no.
But it's yourself.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so... because our parents didn't hug us enough when we were children.
Actually, like, other households, like, I won't say what, you know, culture, but it's like...
White people!
Oh, you got a C minus, that's great. You know, like, here's some money. Like,
Asian culture, it's like, oh, you got a B? Bend over.
I'm gonna kill you, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, but the funny thing is, the stricter one in my household was actually my biological father, and he's the white guy.
Yeah, that's...
So, like, I say, like, white people, it's like, it is generally, like, it's this whole thing, especially now in this culture, like, you can't hit your kids. Someone was talking about it the other day at work, and, someone was putting their input into it that's only ever lived in Vancouver. Like, they went to Calgary once, but, like, they're from here. And I was like, oh, it's a very Western thing. And she was just like, no. And I'm like, coming from white and Asian culture, having lived in all these different cultures, yes, it is very Western. Yeah. With all these people like, oh, you can't even, like, pinch a kid nowadays. Yeah. You go to Asia, and you just got parents, like, beating the shit out of kids for, like, not hanging their coat. Like... But it's funny because my biological father used to beat the shit out of us too, and like he's a white guy. But there's a difference between disciplining your kids and like abusing their kids. I say beat the shit like lightly, like I'm just summarizing like discipline. Like Asian parents are not afraid to fucking like discipline their kids, and like a lot of us deserve it.
Yeah, there's even like the known tools they use, like a slipper, belt. What else? A sweep.
Spoon.
Spoon. Yeah, a wooden spoon. There's this viral video that went around. I don't know if you saw it, but like there's this Asian dude. He goes around this like fair, kind of like Playland.
Asking the people like the worst their parents ever did.
Yeah, and like one Asian guy was just like, "Have you ever sat on durian?"
Oh
that shit's like spiky, right?
Yeah.
But any person that was like a person of color, whether they were black or Asian or Latino, mostly said the same thing. Like, "Oh, I got beat with this. I got beat with that."
What was the fucking Latino one? The chincles?
Yeah. Oh, Janela's or no, that's Filipino.
The fucking the slipper. What is it called? I probably said it wrong.
I don't know what the fuck.
There's like the famous one.
Yeah.
Have you seen like the memes and shit where it's like this shiny like one of those things just like spinning on a thing, and it's like your mom's greatest dream. I love those videos where like the Spanish mom like hears the kid like down the block drop something. They just pick up the kid and throw it, and it like goes across the street and just like hits the kid in the face. Like it's such a person of color thing, just like laughing at but being hit as a kid. And it's funny when you see those posts on Facebook where like, oh my god, I saw one that was like, if your parents hit you when you were a child and you still love them, you have Stockholm Syndrome. I'm like, bitch! And all the comments are just from like, 90% people of color, like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Some people share stories about like, one time I fucking threw my sister down the stairs and she broke her arm and I got smacked and I deserved it.
Yeah.
People are sharing all their stories of like, I got hit and I fucking deserved it and I never did that thing again. Like, I don't have Stockholm Syndrome. Fuck you, whoever wrote that. Ugh. So stupid.
Yeah. You just put I don't know, you could just is that even a thing, honestly? Like, is it a thing?
I don't know.
Or did someone just like...
I mean, I had like a weird thought about that the other day, and I was like, have you realized that pretty much every domestic animal, at least like, dogs and cats, most of them have Stockholm Syndrome?
Yeah.
Because, like, at least not Bailey, because I got her, like, I adopted her, I rescued her, but like Teddy. He was taken from his mother as a puppy.
Yeah.
And he was just taken from her, and I took him instead, and he learned to love me. Like, you got Stockholm Syndrome. Like, you full on have Stockholm Syndrome. Because, like, he's not aware of it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, most domesticated dogs and, like, anything that was taken in as a kid, or, like, as a kitten or a puppy against its parents' will and its will, y'all have Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
But me, no. Because I'm aware of the whole thing. Like, my fucking parents smacked me.
Yeah.
And my mom, like, pinched me till I bled once.
Oh, shit.
Well, no, she just, like, scratched me real hard and it bruised and it almost bled. But, like, that time I didn't deserve it, but I still love my mom. But, like, there were definitely times with my biological father where it was just excessive. And, like, he's a white guy. Like, bitch, what you doing?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Can't blame it on it. Like, it's not
there was one time I was, like, 3, and we had all of our cereal in this bottom, like, all of my childhood memories are, like, traumatic ones. And we had all of our cereal in this designated shelf. And Derek would always put his muesli into, like, these glass jars instead of just leaving it in the box. That's not good enough. Has to be in a glass jar. And there was, like, a box of the kids' cereal that I was trying to get to, so I just pulled it out, and out with it came the glass jar, and it broke. Oh, no! A glass jar and some muesli, and he beat the fuck out of me for that. And I was, like, 3. Like, that I did not deserve.
I fucking hate that, yeah.
And, it's the kind of thing where in Australia, the private school I went to, we had blazers. And you had to come to school with it, otherwise your parents would get fined. And I forgot mine in school one day.
Wow.
So my parents were gonna get fined for me not coming to school with a blazer. Private schools.
Freaking hardcore. Like I went to a Catholic school. But we would get detention if like our uniform wasn't like full on. But getting fined. Like holy shit.
So like
That's
I
crazy.
knew I was like, oh no. oh no.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, like how do I do this? Oh no. And I'm like, how old am I? Like 6? And I knew that I was gonna get the shit beat out of me because I don't know how much the fine was. Honestly, probably not that much. But like Derek had this thing where he acted like money was a huge deal. It was part of his manipulation to keep us in line.
Yeah.
It was like, making it seem like we needed him in order to survive.
Yeah.
And I just knew, like, oh, I'm gonna get a smacking.
Yeah.
And I don't remember it, so it was probably real bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I probably blacked it out.
Yeah. That's probably why, like, you, I guess, maybe don't remember a lot of childhood shit, right? Because you don't want to, like...
I remember bad things. There's probably worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, my sister, I can't remember what she did, but she said there's one time she vividly remembers running away because she knew she was gonna get hit, and she crawled under the bed to get away, and he dragged her out by the foot and held her upside down and like smacked her like that. So like that's excessive. That is child abuse.
Yeah.
There's a difference between like, beating your children and discipline.
Yeah.
When I say it in a light tone voice, like that's discipline.
Yeah. Was there anything that you wanted like your fans or your viewers to know?
I guess from this whole video I seem like super like woo. But you could hear it in my music that like I suffer a lot of shit. So I just want people to know that while I am happy and I seem happy, I do have like anxiety and depression and shit.
Yeah.
Like you're not alone. This is you are capable of doing anything you want to do. Yeah. And that sounds so cheesy.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of thing where I fucking hate cheesy music.
Yeah.
Music that's like, believe in yourself. I'm like, fuck off. For me, in order to get through shit, I've been meaning for years to start a video series just called like Advice for When You Feel Like Shit.
Yeah.
And each video will be like a different thing. And for me, with music, I needed angry music. Like for me to get through shit, it had to be like fucking just like noise. And so like that's the kind of music I write.
Yeah.
So, you're not alone. And I've had people point out that none of my music is happy. Like 90% of it is sad. And I've realized now it's because music is my way of coping.
Yeah. And
when I'm happy, I don't write songs.
Yeah.
When I'm happy, I'm off being happy. And then when I'm sad, I'm like, and then I just write a song. And that's how I get through it. So that's why it's all sad. But, my music helped me get through all the hard times, and I've been told that in my sharing of my like pain, it's helped other people get through their pain. Yeah. And that's fucking sick.
It's nice to hear that. Eh?
Yeah. One thing that's like just always stuck with me, I get people messaging me all the time saying that like I help them through hard times, which is fucking I don't know, it kind of like bounces off me because I'm like that can't be real. But the one time it really soaked in, I think it was like probably a year and a half ago now, if not longer. Someone messaged me anonymously on Tumblr, so maybe it was fake. Hope not. But they said like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I actually named my daughter after you.
Oh yeah.
Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. Because I would have killed myself. Yeah. And like, your music kept me alive. And I didn't reply to that message for like 6 months because I didn't know how to. I just left it there and I was like, not touching that. Mm-hmm. And like, but whenever I felt like shit, I just went to Tumblr and I opened my Ask inbox and I just like sat there looking at it. And I'm like, this person fucking named their kid after me. Yeah. So that happened.
Yeah, and I guess it kind of also motivates you in a way to kind of keep doing what you're doing, right?
It's the kind of thing where if I don't write music, so like the last 2 years I've had my band. Yeah. We've broken up now, but because I had the band, I couldn't release music the way I used to before, which is why like I'm so aware now that like I need to write music in order to be mentally stable. Yeah. Because the last 2 years I was not.
Well, you weren't writing?
Well, I was writing at home, but like that's not good enough for me. I have to record it. I have to do all this stuff in order to kind of heal. Yeah. And in not being able to do that because I was waiting for the band, like it took such a toll on my mental health that like I was full on just thinking about suicide and shit. Yeah. And thinking about like all the people that I've helped really helped me get through it. Plus like when I don't write my music, I kind of get into my head, and I was hanging out with some people that made me feel like music wasn't important.
Yeah.
And then it kind of gets in your head that like, oh, this is stupid, and I'm not, like, this doesn't mean anything, and I'm not helping anyone, and it's, bitch! I've saved lives!
Yeah. Well, in the first place, it's for yourself. Like, first of all, right? Yeah.
And that's why I don't regret the band experience, because if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be as comfortable as I am now with being solo, because as a kid I had this bright idea that I was going to have a band and we were going to be together forever, so I had to get that out of my system.
Yeah.
And now I'm so happy to be doing it by myself again.
Well, that's good. Like, and then you have full-on control, and especially, like, having OCD. Then you don't have to worry so much about, I guess.
It's not even that. Like, the music I did with the band was great, and I loved what we did. It was just, it wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like talking so much, my mouth is like drying up.
You're gonna be like your snake. You're gonna just like your whole mouth is just gonna shut off.
Pretty much.
Put that on eBay.
Someone would buy it. I've had people ask me to make videos of just like me farting, and I'm like,
Pay-per-view farting.
I mean, it's easy money, but no.
Yeah. After seeing your website, like when I met you, I knew you did tattoos and obviously acting because you were auditioning.
People always underestimate me.
No, it's not that. Like, I mean, even just from seeing your tattoos, I'm like, holy fuck! Like, I actually told one of my friends, like, yo, you gotta check out like this person's work. It's like dope, and like now she has like a crush on you and stuff.
I have that effect with people. Well, that's another reason. Like when people kind of, you know, the whole non-binary thing.
Yeah.
I've had straight women be like, "Okay, I'm straight, but I'm really attracted to you," and I'm like, "Yeah." It's because I'm not female.
Yeah.
And I've actually had it a lot with, like, straight cis men.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine with it now, but at the time, like, it really hurt because I'm demisexual, so in order for me to even want to have sex with someone, there needs to be something deeper.
Yeah.
Whereas most straight cis men see me for my vessel and they want to fuck it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, in order to fuck it, they have to make me like them, and then eventually they make me like them, and then we have sex, and then they realize, like, oh, there's something here I'm not actually attracted to, and I'm like, bitch, yeah, I'm not female.
Yeah.
And then they leave, and I'm like, okay, like, you put me on enough for me to develop feelings for you, and now you're gone. So that's why I, like, pretty much nowadays I kind of use the whole non-binary thing to scare people away.
Yeah.
I'm like, non-binary, and if you can't handle that, fuck off. Because, like, I mentioned that before, and I have a couple non-binary fans, and they say the same thing.
Yeah.
Where, like, they've full-on had people, like, they fall for someone because you're dating, and then eventually this person just kind of isn't into it anymore.
Yeah.
Because, like, they didn't realize from the get-go. Like,
like...
if you're attracted to, like, basic bitch women, I'm not that. Sorry. I love women, but, like, if you are attracted to, like, the typical, you know how there's, like, girl formula? If you're attracted to that, it's not gonna work, because I'm not that. My current sex partner is a straight cis male. But, like, he's fine with it. My ex that I ended up marrying, obviously was completely fine, but he was a little bit gay. Like, he wasn't gay, but he had a thing for ladyboys. So, you know, that was never an issue. He used to actually, like, before I even knew what trans was, he constantly used to make jokes, like, on YouTube. He would reply to people's comments, because anytime I would loosely mention my medical problems, someone would be like, oh, what was that? And then he would just reply telling them that I was born male. Like, he was constantly making jokes like that. Like, whereas, you know, most straight cis dudes would, like, not even joke about their partner like that. Because they'd be like, you said a vagina. But, like, he was completely fine with that kind of stuff. But, that's, like, this interview's been, like, 2 hours and we haven't even gone over the medical problems.
Oh, that's right. Like, so, you do have, like, because I'm sure there's other people that have the same thing as you. And
hypogonadism. I mentioned earlier my vagina doesn't really work.
So you have to take, it's pretty much like you have to take what, like, trans women have to take every day.
Basically.
Almost.
So I have a vagina, but my gonads don't make estrogen.
So you have to take estrogen.
Right? So my endocrinologist described it as something, like, there is nothing physically wrong with me, apart from the fact that something in my body doesn't want to make female hormones.
That's
and
crazy.
so whenever I mention that to, like, cis people, they're like, oh, it's because you're non-binary and your body feels it. And I'm like, well, no. Because that completely takes away from all trans people and non-binary people that actually have fully functioning bodies.
Yeah.
And I would kind of like it if I could have sex without being in pain.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing for a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, there's just something in my body that just doesn't make estrogen.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't get periods, yay!
Yeah.
But if you have a vagina and you don't have estrogen, then you can't absorb calcium. That's just a thing. Biology. If you have a vagina, you need estrogen in order to be healthy. So for the longest time, I didn't even know what it was, and eventually we figured it out. That's a whole story.
That's crazy, because it's
Come back.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was just like, oh, that's kind of like male to female.
Yeah.
Transitioning, yet like you're taking well, they have to take androgen blockers too, but yeah, you're pretty much doing that, like, not on purpose.
It's funny though, because like I have not felt physically horny since I started taking the proper level of estrogen that I've been taking.
Yeah.
I used to be so fucking horny. Like, as a kid, you're told you can't masturbate. Like, I was masturbating all the fucking time. And, like, not even innocent humping a pillow. Like, I've been having orgasms since I was a kid, and I was so horny. And, like, that feeling you get in your loins when you watch sex scenes, I haven't had that since I started taking the proper amount of hormones, which is, like, annoying, because when I wanted to have sex, I couldn't, because it was excruciating. And now that I can have sex, my vagina's like...
You're just not feeling...
And it's occurred to me that maybe it's because now my testosterone is low. Whereas before, I was like a raging hornball. And I'm like... So, because I miss it, honestly. Like, it's kind of annoying to never feel... Like, my brain is like, I want to have sex with this person. My body's like, eh.
Yeah.
So... I'm like, maybe next time I see my endocrinologist, I'm actually going to ask about that.
Yeah. And,
like, test the levels, because if taking a little bit of testosterone would make me feel horny again, I'd be down, but at the same time, I don't want to transition.
Yeah. So, it's like...
Like, what if I do that and my voice gets even lower? And like, what if I start growing facial hair? I'm
you're
just
gonna
like,
grow hair everywhere, you're gonna lose hair from here. Like, it's
sweaty.
I'm fucking horny now.
It is hot in here. I am always cold, and it is hot in here, so, like... You must be dying.
Yeah, actually, I'm just like... I'm okay, though, but... Yeah, so... are there any announcements or anything you want to say?
I'm working on my next album. This would be, what, like 24, including the one that I did without one of the voices? Except
Wait, 24th album?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, how many songs are in each album?
Generally, so I think the first 14 or whatever had 13 songs. And then, now there's generally like 16 or something.
Yeah.
I recently released an acoustic EP by myself just because I was so impatient with how long things were taking in the band.
Yeah.
And that one was just a 6-track acoustic. And the one with the band is 6 tracks. And I think 2 of those tracks are like super old songs. Oh, he can't get up there by himself. Look at him. Look at his tiny little legs. But yeah, so anyway, we got another album coming up. It's not a band album, but I do have a drummer and a bassist that are going to be on it.
Nice.
So that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, still writing those books for everyone that keeps asking. And yeah.
You said 40, right? So you're 24 right now?
Well, yeah, I'm 24 right now. It's not 40, but I need to write all 6 books before I can release the first one.
Yeah, so...
Because it needs to be cohesive. There can be no loopholes.
Yeah.
It's just like, everything needs to happen for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, you read Harry Potter and you're like, okay, why is this lightning, like, why is it a lightning bolt?
Yeah.
Because, like, in the first book, it was a kid's book, and you can tell it's a kid's book, and things don't have to make sense.
Yeah.
But then as it goes on, it gets darker and darker and more serious, and suddenly it's an adult book, and I'm like, okay, so now you need to justify all those things you had before, and you can't!
Yeah.
So, there's gonna be none of that in my books.
Yeah.
Everything makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, 16 years from now. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Where can people find you? Like on Instagram, what is your...
Y'all can find me on the internet, but unfortunately, there are many Naomi Kings.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw that.
Stephen King's daughter is called Naomi. I'm like, that's so unfortunate. And then there's that actress, I think her name's Asia Naomi King.
Is a black girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too, yeah.
When I started watching How to Get Away with Murder, I saw the name come up in the credits, and I was like, bitch, what?
Yeah.
No. So yeah, that's annoying. Now I have to share Google searches.
Yes, yeah.
I'm like, come on, Mom! So maybe I need to start using my middle name. But Naomi King
I know,
is such a good ring to it.
It is. Like,
I was on the phone today with a woman and I told her my name. She was like, "Oh!" So like, it's... Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can find me on the internet. YouTube would be Poffercake. Cause that's the whole thing.
We'll link it at the bottom. Yeah. And then Instagram.
Instagram is Naomi King Official. For tattoos, it's Naomi King Tattoos.
And you have your website too.
Yeah,
right?
and then there's NaomiKingOfficial.com.
Yeah.
Which is just the official website.
Yeah.
If you want to get the music, Ted, you can listen on YouTube or you can go on Bandcamp. So I think that's just NaomiKing.bandcamp.com, I think. Or you can just go to Spotify, iTunes, type in Naomi King. I should be the only one right now.
There's like a junior.
God! Or just like Naomi King 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho.
Cool. Well, yeah. If you want to check out our stuff, we'll link everything at the bottom. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for talking and like.
Comment
sharing your
below
world.
if you actually stuck through the whole thing.